All right. So there's description for abortion at the bottom of the screen. Please read it if you want all the bits of information, all the sides to it. So I could have done this in one video. I'm doing it in two. Um, so I'm just going to do it in two parts. So it's a message to all Republicans and all Democrats and all libertarians and peace and freedoms and uh, independents, whatever you're voting for, whoever you are, uh, nonpartisan. You can get rid of some abortion rights. You cannot get rid of all of them. You can get rid of some anti-abortion rights. You can't get rid of all of them. Um, I still think back to the DC sniper's girlfriend. I think it was Dateline. She got the abortion because she knew, like, she figured out who her boyfriend really was. Now, I don't know how late that was, though. That's a darker tone. So let's. I don't really remember exactly, but let's cater to the narrative and say it was early term. Okay. A lot of people would say, well, just bobblehead. This is me, bobblehead. Right? Angry dude. Now, keep in mind, nothing I say matters. I'm a male, born a male, hospital-born male. I cannot reproduce, and anybody else is a male who's opposing. You cannot reproduce either. None of us can. Females can. So it doesn't matter what you want. The female will make that decision. So bobblehead guy, oh, well, just have the baby. What's the matter with you? You really want a female to just sit there for 8 months and not slit her throat or her wrists or her thighs, as in that one movie where Sarah Paulson slits her thighs a bit. Puts on makeup. See, I'm having a murderer's baby. I'm fine. Yeah. That's. And then the other part is babies in dumpsters and mothers who kill their children. I still remember there were 3 incidents. Okay, one was Gabriel Fernandez. Okay, you remember what happened to him. The other one being Gannon Stouch. You remember what happened to him. And then there was this black woman, happened to be black. She had this knife and she stabbed another mother's child to death. Like it was like 3 or 4. And she laughed about it like it was no big deal. I guess some mothers kill their young and some will kill another mother's young. There are barbaric people. And sure, the abortion rate is significant enough to say, okay, we can't ignore it. I don't know how much truth there is in, what is it, Michigan or Minnesota's, was it 9 month abortion privilege? That's barbaric. That I will go with the Christians of things. But we have separation of church and state. Roe v. Wade was important because it gave people privileges. Now it's kind of is now up to each state. But it has always been a separate controversial topic from the person. Okay. Democrats are choice, Republicans are life, but choice includes life. So one is not opposite to the other. I guess it's opposite of no privilege, all privilege. Now, there are some things I want to get into, but I'm going to try to keep this one very short in that I do see both sides, but ultimately, if you tell a female in California what to do, oh, you're in for a world of hurt. You are in for a world of, because women do not like to be told what to do. They don't. You don't tell a woman. Not out here. Not in California. So I think it's just, I don't truly understand checks and balances, but we have to keep checking ourselves and say, okay, too many abortion privileges, cut it down. Too many anti-abortion privileges, cut it down. And I think Trump has said the life of the mother or rape. He has said that in debates. He has said that. So, like I said, you could take some things. It's like my father said, and he was saying that to laws in general. You can take away some people's rights. You can't take them all away because people will revolt. And I remember Joe Biden has said, well, you're not going to revolt against us. Don't bother coming to the White House with guns, or you can't do that. If the people feel that their constitutional rights are being taken away and they come in droves in millions with guns, let's say rightfully owned guns, and the military try to stop them, what message does that send? And that might become a thing to talk about if Trump loses this year. If he loses this year and somehow the Democrats win, that's a whole other topic to talk about. But it's not taking away all the rights, not punishing a woman because she moved, even though she's a resident of a red state, uh, she went to a blue state to do the thing she had to do. Oh, you're punished. I'm like, there's a reason why. Hold on, these are not really in style anymore. There's a reason why. So yeah. So I mean, we have plastic hangers and stuff, but people will get creative. Women will get creative. Okay. Then they can say, well, you have no proof. You don't have proof. You're not going to. What are you going to do? If you imprison a lot of women in a red state because their choice, well, what does that do for the economy? What does that do for you, right? So you can make that decision for them as a male or whatever, but ultimately, there's a lot of people who feel differently. So um, it's never you're not going to take away rights on either side of life or choice. It's not going to happen. And when I see Tyrone Magnus say, I feel like he's full of shit. I feel like he's just saying that to appease the anti-SJWs. Tyrone, he's not watching. It's never going to happen in our lifetime, in Generation Alpha, in Generation Beta, Gamma, Delta, Sigma, Kappa, Generation Omega, ABXY. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen in anybody's lifetime because we're trying to check and balance each other. And that'll be the topic for the next short video, in which having absolute power. So I just want to keep this one short. So that's the whole summary of this. So anyway, I prefer choice over life because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, imagine my narrative in defense, besides the life of the mother, you could have a tumor the size of a golf ball, and the child could be in incredible pain for the rest of his or her life. That's not a life to have. When my brother Adrian was 3 months in an incubator, he couldn't live his life without being dependent on things. So my mom took him off of life support after 3 months. They tried. Hemophilia is a severe disease, and I could have been dead too. So there are times where we try. Okay. There are different scenarios to defend lifers, and there are different scenarios to defend choicers. So what's your choice? Let me know in the comments below.